Good morning, all of you. This is Neeru Yadav, TGT science teacher at Suraj School, Rewari. Today, we are going to discuss our chapter number 2, that is microorganisms. First of all, we will discuss about the subtopics of our chapter. The subtopics are: what is microorganisms, types of microorganisms, how the microorganisms are useful for us, harmful microorganisms, and last one is food preservation. So first of all, what is microorganisms? Here this word means micro, it means very small, and organisms means living organisms. So, microorganisms are the very small living organisms which we cannot see by our eyes. The microorganism can only be seen by the using of microscope. Microscope is an instrument which enlarges the size of these small organisms hundreds to thousands times. Next one is they are divided into two categories on the basis of their cell structure: unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular organisms, uni means one, it means organisms having only one cell is called unicellular organisms, and multicellular means multi means many, it means the organisms which having more than two or more cells is called multicellular organisms. The example of unicellular organisms are bacteria, and the example of multicellular organisms are molds. Now, types of microorganisms. The microorganisms can be classified into different categories. First one is bacteria, second is fungi, third is virus, fourth one is protozoa, and last one, fifth is algae. Microorganisms can survive in different climates. They can survive in very cold to very hot climates. Even the microorganisms can survive in volcanoes, that is Jwalamukhi, and the microorganisms are also survive in very cold areas like icy areas, and they are also survive in deserts also, Registan. The meaning of desert here is Registan. First category of our microorganisms are bacteria, but we will discuss now about virus. Virus, they can be crystallized and stored as non-living things. It means basically the virus is a non-living thing, but when the virus is entered into a living organisms, it can be reproduced easily. It can be living at the time when they enter into a living body. The most common example of virus and in our daily life which is spreading by a very fast rate is coronavirus. Next category is bacteria. Bacteria, it is unicellular. As we have earlier discussed about this, bacteria can be put under the plant kingdom. Why it is put in this kingdom? Because bacteria are having cell wall which is recognized as the plant cell wall. So we are putting this bacteria into our plant kingdoms. Bacteria can be easily seen by using a microscope. Our next category is fungi. These are non-living plants. These are non-green plants. These are not in green color. So as we know that the plants which are in green color can make their food by their own. But Fungi is not in green color, so they are dependent on the other organisms for their food. They are not able to make their food by their own. Next is, most fungi take their food from dead organic matter. It means they make their food by the dead decay remaining of the matter. Some fungi live on other organisms. They are called parasites. It means the fungi who are dependent on the other organisms for their food, they are called parasites. So our next category of microorganisms is algae. Algae, it means kai. We are very aware about this word algae. Algae are green substances floating on the surface of a pond, on the rivers, and also it is founded in the moist soil stones. The algae is grow very easily on wet surfaces. They make their food by their own, because we know that algae are having green color, so the algae can make their food by their own by the process of photosynthesis process. Algae are found in water or in very moist places. Next one is protozoa. Protozoa, these are unicellular animals. Some are free living, remaining are parasites. It means some are dependent on own self and some protozoas are dependent on others. And which protozoa are dependent on others are called parasites. Parasitic protozoa causes disease in humans. It means this protozoa can be able to spread disease in humans, animals, and plants. One of the most commonly known example of protozoa is Plasmodium causes malaria into the living organisms. Our next topic is advantages of microorganisms. It means how the microorganisms are useful for us. So microorganisms can be useful to produce alcohol. These are also useful for making wine. These are also useful for making vinegar, that is sirka. Useful in baking industries, for example, for making the biscuits and etc products. Useful for making medicines. It means the microorganisms can useful in pharmaceutical industries. It means the industry where the drugs and medicines are formed. The disadvantages of microorganisms are, the microorganisms are responsible for different type of disease. They cause disease in humans, plants, and as well as in animals also. Microorganism also spoil our food. It is also responsible for spoiling of leather,